My
Oh
goodness.
my, that's live. That's
Let me unmute
live.
myself before I make a mistake again.
I am muted as well. I can see myself. Let me go back to the other screen. Yeah, this is better. All right, cool.
What is up, guys?
What time is it? It's Wrestle Chat
Oh
Wednesday
my god.
time. Oh my
This is it,
god.
guys. We are back. This is 2024, the first podcast of the year.
Yes, sir.
Wrestle Chat Wednesday. You guys don't know what we are, who we are. I'm Eric of EMFC.
Oh, is that me? I am Derek of the extended DEMFC channel.
Oh, and I'm after you see, and I'm launching live on TikTok as we speak. Hopefully, it's
So
working.
every Wednesday we do this podcast.
Yep.
Pretty much we chat all things wrestling. Usually it's WWE and AEW. The biggest things that happen this week, pay-per-views, our predictions, some little games that we like to play here.
Oh, we love
For
the
example,
games.
some tic-tac-toes,
Yeah, we love games. But yeah,
some new ones are gonna be coming soon, yeah.
of course, yeah. We got some stuff in the pipeline. It's a big year for Wrestle Chat Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? We got we got Derek in the merch. You know, you know what I mean?
Hold on. Let me show off the merch a little
Yeah.
bit. There
Look
we
at it.
go.
Look at
This
it.
is
You
the
see that?
official.
No copyright,
The
of
official.
course, because we're a
No
podcast.
copyright.
We're a podcast. But hopefully, if you guys are listening to this, we've made it to the platforms. So make sure you guys follow us on the podcasting platforms. And if you want to see us on TikTok, we're on TikTok. Hopefully, it's actually working. But yeah,
It is working.
it
It
sounds
is working.
good.
I am verified. It sounds pretty good. Hold on. Let me turn it up real quick.
All right.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear me too. Yeah, this
Lovely,
this this
lovely.
sounds good.
All right, so
So
we
we are
appreciate
currently
everybody everywhere. We're gonna get this ironed out, but this is officially the first episode of 2024. We're on YouTube now too. Oh my god, it's so exciting,
oh my
guys!
gosh.
It's so
Is also
exciting.
the first one we are numbering because the other ones we started to see how it goes. This is the
Yeah,
first one. I guess every year we'll be counting down. So this is gonna be one of, I guess, 52 because we do it once every week,
yeah,
once every Wednesday, of course. So this
ish.
is episode number 1 of 2024. We were
Wow.
only exclusively streaming it on Twitch, but now we are moving to different platforms. And if Twitch is listening, we're not doing it at the same time. We're not breaking any rules, of course.
Never.
Because
We're all-
YouTube again is going to be the recording of what we have. Our VOD will be posted there. If you guys missed it, you guys go check us out on YouTube. If you guys use other platforms, for example, like TikTok, feel free to join us there.
We're everywhere basically. You don't need to worry. Anywhere that you're on your phone, we're live. All right. So make sure you guys check us out every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern ish. And again, if you want to catch us later on YouTube, and hopefully the podcast networks. So, gentlemen, it's 2024. Wrestling has begun. A new year, a new leaf.
Day one, as they would say.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Ha! Let's go. Day one ish, bro. You know what it is. We were there live. Eric, not so much, but you know he was there live in spirit. Me and Derek and the boys were at the house. You know what we were doing. We're chopping it up. Should we just get into the show? Cause I'm not gonna remember everything off by heart.
Sure.
Um,
I missed the beginning part of it because I was out during that time,
mhm.
and then when we were getting dinner, I had it on my phone, so I caught up. I think probably like midway, pretty much when the Rock shut out.
All right. So Raw day one edition on New Year's Day, aka obviously day one, from San Diego, California. Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. So Triple H went into this Raw announcing over the weekend, like prior to New Year's Eve, basically, that there's going to be a former WWE champion in the building for day one. You know, we obviously thought it was Batista, but he didn't show up. So, first match, we go straight in there. It's Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Big body in there. It's a blood feud now. You know what I'm saying? They showed a little package to, I guess, get people who haven't seen, you know, when this feud actually started. It's a pretty good match. Not gonna lie.
Pretty decent. Yeah.
I heard it was solid. I also saw like a little bit of the aftermath of it too.
Yeah. But Becky's face got broke up at the end of it too, which
Allegedly.
you know, apropos for the how Becky Lynch became the man in the first place, to kind of have the finish happen in a way that it did. I thought it was done pretty well.
Yep.
Good shot for both people for sure.
Nia Jax sat on her and got the dub, cementing
That's,
her to go towards Rhea Ripley for the title. I think that's what they're trying to do. Good match. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing much to say. It was just a fire. Oh yeah, then we had Cody Rhodes come out and he does his, I'm talking about spit. I finished the story. Spit. Shinsuke Nakamura. He came out not in a suit, so we were all expecting him to just scrap because you see him not in a suit and then the match starts instantly. But it was a swerve. I don't think we talked about that when we were in the house. But yeah, I'm excited for this feud. I don't know what else to say. Basically, Nakamura wasn't there and he had his little anime promo on the big screen.
his little Japanese promo was great. Felt very anime-ish. That's kind of, I feel, the feel of what they've been trying to do with his promos, but he's very much in his element when he's kind of just comfortably doing him,
Yeah.
as opposed to kind of like trying to be something else that would be more catered for the audience. So solid promo. I don't know, like I think they're having their match next week, right?
Not too sure.
Yeah, let me check what it says here.
I think
Yeah,
they
next
booked it
week.
for
Next week.
I did see a bunch from that promo, so I've been liking the last couple of weeks. Again, we thought by the end of December nothing major was gonna happen, right? But they went straight to the whole CM Punk angle immediately with Seth Rollins. This whole Shinsuke thing is starting to pick up. They had their match that 1 week. Shinsuke DQ'd by throwing all that mist in Cody Rhodes' face. So I kind of like where it's going. I like his whole like evil anime promos he's been putting out there too. So it's intriguing because again, we're on the road to WrestleMania now officially. We already passed day one, so I don't know in all honesty because everyone believes that Cody's gonna finish his story and that'll lead to Roman. But again, as we continue going through this podcast, there's possibilities.
We'll get into it.
Other possibilities. I don't know what Shinsuke is gonna be thrown into that mix, but
Stay
right
tuned.
now it's intriguing.
Later on, we're gonna be doing our not predictions, but we're fantasy booking up to WrestleMania, which is like 3 pay-per-views away. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, Shinsuke, he's doing his thing. Like I've been saying recently, I think he should get a win eventually, but it's Cody Rhodes, so we'll see how that goes. Next we have a replay of why this match is happening, which is Kofi Kingston and Jey Uso versus Imperium. Basically, Kofi Claus got attacked. Jey came out for the save. This match was unfortunately cut short due to Vinci getting knocked out IRL, real life in the match.
Heard about that, didn't watch that though.
Yeah, so what had happened was Vinci did a springboard crossbody from the corner, and Kofi had caught him with a drop kick to sort of intercept it. But yeah, like Vinci basically landed like his head like smacked the mat like as soon as he landed, so you can tell that he was kind of like loopy. So especially now the WWE and their protocols when it comes to concussion protocol, like they're very much on it. So if there's like even a chance that they feel like the person's not all the way there, like they call it off immediately. So I think Vinci was okay. He walked it off and he was all good, but safety always comes first, so they called it off as a precaution as opposed to potentially letting him hurt himself more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting though because the way they stopped it was like abrupt, and it's not the usual way they do it, to my knowledge. I haven't seen them stop it like this as of lately. Usually they'll like try to hide it and just like end the match, but they said nope, we're done.
And the same thing happened to Rey Mysterio when he was facing Santos the first time before he turned heel. He did that dive outside and he hit his head and like they stopped it immediately. Like they don't play with concussion. Any other stuff, like if they can like move themselves over to a point where they can just do the finish, they will. Which obviously was the case with Charlotte when she tore her ACL. But like head and neck stuff, they're like absolutely not. Like Big E, same situation. As soon as they saw that Big E was like not good, like they cut it. So
That guy snapped his neck though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully
It was
that
good
we
that they
have these.
spotted it pretty quick.
Yeah, thankfully
Yeah.
we have these things because like I did not notice, and then I looked up and I was like, "What's going on here?" And then even Kofi and Jay were kind of confused as well, but I think everyone's just getting used to the new protocols. Again, with Endeavor as well, it makes sense. They need to
Yeah.
keep it more
Yeah.
safe. It's not Vince running it, and he can just like shove it under the rug. Somebody else is gonna get dealt with as well as WWE if they have another redacted on their hands. Yeah,
I'm
let's
just
get.
gonna shout out the chat a little bit here.
Okay, go ahead.
Here on Twitch, we appreciate Hades and Stats for coming through. I know you guys usually come by every week for the podcast, and I appreciate the shout outs from our moderators as well.
Yep. Okay, so next is Ms. TV with a special guest Judgment Day. Pretty funny segment. Judgment Day's music hits, and then our Truth's theme song. Our Truth comes out in his Judgment Day shirt. Our Truth asks if Little Jimmy is here. I think this was a joke that he had with Miz prior. Again,
Yeah.
if you guys
Yeah.
don't know, I didn't watch wrestling as much as Eric and Derek here. But yeah, so basically JD comes out with Dominic, and our Truth is basically just like playing up his jokes about how JD isn't supposed to be in the Judgment Day anymore because he lost the match. And it basically sets up a tag team match between it was supposed to be our Truth and Miz, which reunites their old tag team. But
The Awesome Truth.
the Awesome Truth, but our Truth kept winking at Dominic, thinking that it was
Say
a
like
test.
he's like
Yeah.
undercover.
Yeah, like he's
yeah.
undercover working for the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So it was, it was a good comedic segment. Match was decent, and Awesome
It was
Truth
hilarious.
won.
I'm liking how the they're trying to like change it up, and again, it's Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H is pretty much a genius.
Always.
Because last year Judgment Day was pretty much the team, the group, the faction of the year. They were in every segment. They started Raw, they ended Raw. They were always involved in multiple storylines, and they're very impactful. And it's kind of like how the Bloodline was as well with SmackDown. And it got to a point where they put like a kind of like a comedic character when at that time SmackDown with Sami Zayn, this time now with our Truth, to kind of like refreshing things a little bit when you didn't really think you needed a refresher. But it's amazing all the things our Truth has done in just a couple weeks of his return. Even that opening segment was hilarious. The part where they played Judgment Day's theme song, and then afterwards they quickly switched to our Truth.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, bro. It's hilarious.
It's great.
Swerve, no pun intended though.
Yep. Then, so, but okay. So we basically see that Katana Chance and Kaden Carr defeated Chelsea Green, Piper Niven 2 weeks ago on Raw for the belts, the women tag team belts. Then we see a video of them celebrating in a club, where Piper Niven and Chelsea Green show up and basically just get like champagne thrown on them. By Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, setting up a rematch for the belts next week on Raw. Funny segment, I guess. It's out of the ordinary of the usual segments, so I like it. I'm not gonna complain too much, but yeah, it was funny.
I just remember that after the segment was done, Albert just like popped up and he was just like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, that's about right. Shout out
Oh my
Albert.
God.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Extended,
I mean,
super extended.
So like I praise both of these guys, but I still feel like they're like more so with Katana Chance, like the shorter one. Like I feel like this isn't her,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't feel as real. Like I know it was like their whole club thing worked for them in NXT after they tried like a whole bunch of different stuff that didn't work. But like I just like I don't know, like Katana just seems like a dork. So it's weird. It's like I can't see you at the club. I can see Kaden at the club. Even though she still dresses like she wants to like fight in an arena with like a bunch of lions. But she like I could see her at the club and it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like
Just a weird kind of
weird.
vibe, a weird
Yeah,
like character they given both of them, I guess, in a way. As you said, they
yeah.
tried multiple things in NXT, but we'll see where it leads. Again, it's kind of refreshing. The whole Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, their whole
Solid.
Very
segments
solid,
the last
yeah.
couple weeks has been solid. And again, it's because of Chelsea Green for most of the time. Like she's been getting multiple tag team partners because everyone's cursed apparently when
Mhm.
it comes to the tag titles. But the only person who's worked out was Piper Niven, and to be honest, the both opposites kind of attract situation. They are now. It's entertaining at least for the women's tag team titles.
But
Was last year when Chelsea Green came back at the Royal Rumble? Or was it 2 years ago?
Beats me.
somebody answer in the chat, bro. Please.
Either way, she's done well, like
Mm.
absolutely well for herself since she's been back. And it's like it's funny because like she's like the prime example of someone who's been able to kind of work kind of like the joke gimmick, but still have a good amount of screen time to show off what she can do. And they've obviously trusted her with the tag team titles as well too. So I feel like they have a lot of faith in her.
Hmm.
So I'll be definitely interested to when she moves on and does like single stuff. But like, yeah, she's super solid.
I think they're finally gonna have the women's tag team champion like division, championship belt division, on a good foot this year. Hopefully nobody else gets injured. So after that, it was basically a little promo showing Ivy Nile with Creed Brothers and the other tag team, like Alpha Academy, and I think there's some other people there, just like hyping her up before her match against Rhea Ripley, which happened after that, and it's a pretty good match. I'm not gonna lie. It was basically the same thing they did with what's her name, Trish Stratus. What's her name? How- Zoe Stark, yes. Oh my god. So yeah, they basically let her show what she can do. She's straight from NXT. She's very short and strong. But, you know, Rhea Ripley, Judgment Day is always on top, bro. Just crushed her basically into oblivion after. That's it.
I was impressed with how into the match the crowd was,
Mhm.
because like I think that was Ivy's first like singles match on the main roster, and it was like a championship match.
Possibly, yeah.
And like it, especially since like they kind of like people like the main roster crowd isn't watching NXT like they were back in the day.
Mhm.
So getting those characters over so that people are actually into them is like a lot harder, and it seems like they're already on board with the Creed brothers and with her. So it was pretty cool to see.
It's a pretty smooth transition. And I guess also Rhea Ripley has that like energy now with her, right? Now
I was gonna say that.
she's pretty iconic, as they would say. She's a major player in the game, in the wrestling industry, so and the fans follow her to the death, so
She's also like Roman Reigns style now, where she only fights at certain times. So it's a spectacle when she fights, no matter who
And
it
like
is.
I
to
mentioned,
promote
I think I mentioned this prior to like that's kind of like how I like the champions being presented. Like they don't need to be there
all the
all
time.
the time or fighting all the time. Like there's a more of a bigger special feeling when like you see someone who hasn't pulled up in a month or two like pull up and actually just like fight and do their thing and then leave kind of thing.
Mhm.
It gives them like more like that UFC like feel. Like again, like you wouldn't see the champion like defending on like a fight night every Monday. It's usually reserved for like a huge event.
It's fight
right?
night.
So
Is that what you're saying?
Mm.
The Brawling Brutes.
but yeah, so I like how it's being done so far. Like I like the fact that like even though Gunther is gone because like he has a new baby. Shout out to Gunther real quick. But
Of course.
Yeah.
like just the idea is just like yeah, like I don't need to see you defending the title like 1,500 times in like 6 weeks. Like I'm good.
It's a good thing too because the roster's deep, right? And now you can build up other people,
Yeah, exactly.
which
And
AEW
that's-
doesn't do.
At the same time, it's also promoting all these young wrestlers that are up and coming. As you said, she didn't even have a single match on the main roster before getting a championship match. It gives the crowd like a little taste of who this person is. It still makes Rhea Ripley look strong, so and the world title, looks strong as well. So
Mhm.
it is it's going well. Triple H knows what he's doing. As Matt said earlier too, AEW is kind of lacking in right now, lacking in that control. So
Of course. Anyways, now we get to the hype moment of the night. Of course. So the former WWE champion returns. We're waiting. If you don't know what that is, it's Jinder Mahal's theme music. The Great Kalosk has returned, aka the former WWE champion Jinder Mahal. He's coming to Raw. You know how it is. He's got Veer, he's got Shanky, and all those other guys.
Oh no, that guy's redacted as well. He's removed, doesn't he?
So, anyways, they swerved us. Jinder Mahal comes out. He starts talking, basically doing the whole, "Oh, USA hates me," whatever. Like they don't put no respect on.
It was funny. These segments always happen. Dude.
Every
these are
time.
Classic.
Yeah.
So this is. Wait, go
Yeah.
on.
Oh, I said that every time this specific wrestler afterwards comes out,
Yeah.
it's because he's like, "Oh, something happened with the United States of America." I'm just gonna put that out there again
this
because
is
we're not
why-
American, we're Canadian.
This is
so-
why we were sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
And,
no, bro.
and like, Tucker asked me, like, "Yo, who do you think is gonna come?" I was just like, honestly, I don't know who else makes sense, but I'm just gonna say it's this person, just in case. And I think like 2 minutes into the promo, I looked at Johnny, I looked at Compare, and I was just kind of like, I know who it is. It's like, how do you know? It's just like, bro, he always does this.
the resistance, bro.
Nah, of course. Of course, we were
yeah,
thinking
it-
it was gonna be Hulk Hogan, also redacted, but because he's a real American, he fights for America. Yeah. So basically, Jinder Mahal went on for like 3 minutes. Again, that one match got cut short, so we assumed that this segment was gonna go
Take longer.
long because of whoever was returning, and it did.
The promo was solid by Jinder as well. By
Oh,
the
of
way,
course.
he's pretty good on the mic, regardless.
Yeah.
Also Canadian, if you guys didn't know.
Oh, lovely.
I know he is Indian, but like I'm pretty sure he was raised in Canada and he lived in Calgary. So
We love Jinder here at the WCW podcast, of course. But yeah, so he cut a pretty good promo, but it was that typical. I kept joking with Derek on the day. I was like, Triple H is just like, yeah, go do that foreign heel shit for a little bit, right? And he went out there and did his thing, and then
yeah,
if somebody wants to do the honors, you can do it of who came out.
it's our followers on Twitch. Well, a little GIF and sound effect that pops up when it's someone or alert when someone follows us on Twitch because I can't put it up here. I can play this song here on Twitch if you want, Matt.
yeah,
Oh, no.
play it.
Oh, there you go.
I can play that quick, but for the people who are on TikTok, they're lost or whoever's probably maybe on the YouTube replay. But we just played The Rock's theme song. It's The Rock. He came back. Huge news. That was trending almost instantly. On top of that, it was actually spoiled beforehand. So I forgot what city they were in on Monday Night Raw. But
San
there was
Diego.
a football event happening earlier, and he appeared there, and people were like, okay, he's in the same city.
It
But
has to
not only
happen.
that, but the CEO of the company, WWE, I believe he's part CEO or is he full CEO now? I don't know how it works anymore.
Triple
The
H.
whole endeavor. No, Nick Khan was there.
Oh, okay.
Nick Khan was with him.
Oh.
So they're like, oh, the CEO of WWE is there with The Rock. Oh, I guess what? He's showing off, and he did, which is cool. It was still kind of a comeback. The promo was solid, but it was kind of designed in the way The Rock usually does it with these polarizing heels from a different country who bash on the United States. Where they're like, "Oh, I love America. I protect America. I protect the people. I'm the people's champion." Yada yada yada. You made the crowd say you. I don't know if we're allowed to say this on the streams, but day one beep.
You can go watch the
If-
full promo. It's on WWE's YouTube, so just go
Yeah.
check it out.
We're keeping it clean, but
Of
let's
course,
just say if we're gonna keep it clean, Bellend.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what that is, search it up. That's what it is. Day one Bellend. He gets cheese. He attacks The Rock. The Rock layeth the smacketh down on him. Gives him the people's elbow. Smooth. Continues his promo if you want. Matt, continue with that.
Yeah,
have it
so
in front of
he
you.
continues his promo after he lays it down. The Rock grabs the mic, says Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. Ass kicking. He says he's a little hungry after all this ass kicking. He says, I think I'm going to go out to San Diego to get something to eat. But when he goes out to eat, Should The Rock sit in a booth, the bar, or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? If you're listening to this podcast, Eric's doing the Rock eyebrow. That's why I'm laughing. He said the head of the table, guys. It's confirmed. Rock is beating Roman at WrestleMania.
Dude, that was such a huge mic drop. That went from like, oh, generic Rock return, and then he says that pretty much he implies that he wants to fight his cousin for the world title and for the head of the table, the head of the family.
Tribal combat, of course, in the Wahakaluki family.
Yeah, of course. For the Wahakaluki championship and crown of the world.
So,
yeah.
I love this promo a lot just because I feel like Rock knew that if he did like the same run-of-the-mill promo that he always does, people probably would have been like, all right, cool, he's just here just to kind of show face, and that's what it is. So I think when he picked up the mic again and started talking his shit, people were kind of like, wait, hold on, wait, there's more to this kind of thing. So when he finally had said it, it was like, oh, he's actually doing it. And I have a theory, and it's not really a substantiated theory. It's very much grain of salt. Like, this is just me feeling. I feel like he didn't have permission to say that.
Really? Nah,
The
bro.
Rock likes to do like people like he probably did. Maybe this is something that they're planning, but I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of speak into existence and let people talk, and then you kind of change the culture, kind of thing, right?
Like John Cena wanting WrestleMania in England, even though that doesn't really benefit him, but
exactly
same type
right.
of
It's like, and I feel like they've done it in I feel like it's happened before. Not like the idea of kind of going into business for yourself and kind of just like saying like yeah, do this and that kind of thing, and then you kind of do something that kind of like sparks some stuff out there, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this could be cool, kind of thing, right? So I like it probably was discussed, but this is gonna kind of go on to like my whole booking thing later, because I feel like he did it on purpose. Like, I don't think that was what was planned. I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And you may have a point, because The Rock is the kind of person who likes to shoot from the hip. That's how the Attitude Era was most of the time. The Rock is a huge star. He knows what he's doing. The company's always had that belief in him, and they always allow him to do whatever he wants, really. So yeah, I guess you do have a point. He may have just said that just to say it, just to stir ish up.
But before you finish, I just have to interject because I heard some stuff obviously in the sheets, as I do. So
I think we've all heard the same stuff in the sheets as well.
No. But I hear it exclusively in the sheets, because when I hear those voices in the sheets, they come to me. All right, they come to me. So so Rock basically was gonna do this last year, but he had to do something happened. Basically, I can't remember if it was with he wanted to do it for Black Adam. Anyways, it didn't happen. So now he's doing it this year because the XFL is combining with the USFL or some shit, and he owns stake in it. So if he goes into this match, he can promote his shit, which The Rock does all the time. He's just a big promotion machine.
There's a little bit more when it comes to it as well. So, as you were saying, it got canceled last year. That's why Cody had to fight him. Cody lost, and I guess the redemption arc is supposed to happen now, which still can happen, because I know after this segment, a lot of people were joking about Cody Rhodes' story never being finished. I was gonna say CM Punk, but that's a different story. We'll continue later. Cody Rhodes' story never being finished because The Rock is going to be intervening or whatever. There were rumors before that The Rock was supposed to appear in Australia's Elimination Chamber to help promote that event overseas. Apparently, he was supposed to arrive regardless there, but now it would make more sense for him to fight there. I guess it would be a huge fight. It would be a huge event. Again, it's international. They did it last year in Montreal, which we were there, of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
I heard that they were doing that, and Australia's giving a boatload of money, but then I heard somebody else say, which makes sense, is that why would they put Rock on that show, even though it makes sense for the Cody thing? Why would they put him on an Australia show that's going to be at fucking 3 a.m. in the morning or whatever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe Europeans or other people from the other side of the world, right? But, like,
I don't know.
For North Americans, it's kind of okay, but I feel like people will still watch regardless.
Well, I think it's going to be
always pre-recorded.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Derek.
Well, yeah, no, I think people are definitely going to be more incentivized to watch it now that they know that The Rock is going to be there. So maybe they'll make the adjustments.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and again, this is what I would feel in the situation. I think The Rock has too much going on to settle working at Elimination Chamber when his mind was set on WrestleMania.
Facts.
I think like he doesn't need this match. So it's like it's one of those things. Obviously, it's something he wants to do, but he's also been very patient in regards to making this happen because this was something that he had planned for like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I feel like the main thing for him is that he wants to have it with Roman, and it has to happen at WrestleMania. So based off of that, I feel like they'll do whatever they can to sell out Elimination Chamber. Maybe they'll do WrestleMania early there, and maybe they'll have like Cody versus Roman or whatever the case may be. But I feel like if The Rock is in the picture, you're only talking WrestleMania at this point.
But the thing
I
is,
agree.
I also heard that for WrestleMania he's not free, but for the time between Elimination Chamber, he is free. So that's another thing I heard this week too. So I don't know what movie he's filming during that time, but apparently he's booked for WrestleMania time.
Bro, apparently he
not
has
be,
like
but-
11 movies in production right now, or 15 or something, all at different stages. This man's a
Yeah, that's
beast,
right.
bro. And
insane.
somebody else pointed out that this guy was gassed after one people's elbow. So
He was.
if he
He
does
was.
do a full match, he needs time to prepare. So if he does Elimination Chamber, it might be a very short match or something weird might happen.
He does have months to prepare, and he's The Rock. So
Yeah.
obviously
Oh
this
yeah.
guy's-
No.
this guy's a fiend,
He's a
bro.
fucking
working
animal.
out, you know what I
bro.
mean?
I mean, freaking animal, of course.
But the other thing is Roman Reigns is such a great worker, and he kind of did the same with John Cena when he returned because he wasn't fully ready for it.
Mhm.
He's like a slow worker.
Yeah,
So,
he
like,
builds
you
up.
do all
Yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
You do all those quick spots, but then halfway he drops you and then he puts you like on a headlock, and then he talks his ish onto the camera. But that allows the other wrestler to finally have a little breather, lay down, rest before the next couple spots, and then Roman does like those little hits. He throws you in the corner. He does a Superman punch you can sell for like 30 seconds and wrestle on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Roman is one of those people who, again, people don't give him the most credit. They get the credit now, but he's always been that kind of guy. And also another kind of guy is Randy Orton, where sometimes they do the story in the ring and they wrestle a little bit slower, and that gives these special stars coming here a little bit extra to breathe. So if The Rock needs an opponent that would benefit his age now, it would be someone like Roman Reigns that would control the pace of the match, allow him to breathe, and continue the story along the match, really.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anyways, we'll figure out stuff about that later on. It was a great
But that kind of
segment.
ruins the plans of Royal Rumble because we kind of had our own suggestions on the way the stories are going to be going, which we'll proceed later with who we think's going to happen through this road to WrestleMania. But what's the next segment that's
Yeah. So next segment is a tag. Well, we had Drew McIntyre pacing backstage. That is the main event. Is Seth versus Drew. Yeah. So next match was tag team match between Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Tegan Nox and Natalya. Natalya was in the match, so I didn't watch.
yeah, this is a veto, bro. I don't even want to talk about this. To be honest.
It was whatever.
So
Zoe's,
they were trying to work on some of the tag team matches for women's, as you were saying earlier.
yeah.
They're trying to build the division,
Mhm.
which is not bad. But I mean, the way they were booked previously, it just kind of doesn't like what's the point? You guys threw these guys together, kind of thing. I'm kind of sick of Natalia. I won't lie, even though I'm Canadian. I hate that girl now. Just gonna put it out there.
She's just a safe, reliable option, but we see her too much. Baszler and Stark, I think, are going to be a good tag team, and then they're going to end up feuding against each other, which is what Ronda and Shayna Baszler should have been. And I think it's going to be a fucking cracker of a match when it happens. So hopefully that's what we're praying for. Anyways, yeah. Next video package, World Heavyweight. Anyways, scheduled for next week's Raw, Cody versus Shinsuke, the women's tag team match that we talked about, and CM Punk is returning after
Oh,
1
yes,
week
did
of
have
being
that.
off. Apparently, he's returning. So
I think it's a couple weeks because like one of them it was his He's only been on 2 Raws, no? The first promo he returned, the second promo where he talked ish, and he went
Yeah.
face to face with Seth Rollins.
Mhm.
He
Yeah, it was like
wrestled in Madison Square Garden, which was a non-televised match, but apparently it's canon because they mentioned it
Yeah,
when
they
R
usually
Truth
do
and the
that.
Miz were talking. We're talking about it, so that live event was pretty canon. That was his first match back.
Yeah. So
See what he says next week. Again, it's the road to WrestleMania. We have a couple weeks to the Royal Rumble, which is on the 27th of January. And I guess what's left was the main event.
main event. So they built it up, showing Drew McIntyre turning more heelish, basically breaking Sami Zayn's leg or whatever. Excuse me. This match was a banger. I don't even know where to go. It was just crack. All I know is the ending because Judgment Day was involved. I don't know if Derek wants to talk about it or Eric. You guys can go ahead.
let me see. Oh yeah, so back and forth match. A lot of times where it looked like Drew McIntyre was going to win. I think the climax, Damian Priest music comes on. He comes down with the briefcase with Dominic Mysterio, and he teases cash again. Looked like he was actually gonna have a really good chance to cash in because he knocked Seth Rollins out with the briefcase when the referee wasn't looking. Goes to cash in the contract, but then Drew McIntyre comes and claymores him and knocks out Dom Mysterio, and then he goes back in and claymores Seth, and almost got the 3 count, but Seth's foot was on the bottom rope.
Yeah.
Solid spot. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid spot because it was like Drew McIntyre who pulled his legs back too far, which caused it to go to the bottom rope. So it was like such a minute technicality, but it was like it was facts. And
It's like the
then
moment that cost him the match. Not.
yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the Damian Priest whole cash in. Like, oh, Judgment Day cashed in, but they failed and they cost
the
him the
usual.
match. But
Yeah.
no, that was a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
and then I forgot how it led to the curb stop, but then he got curb stomped.
Yeah. McIntyre basically. So he overpulled him, which we were just talking about. His foot touched the bottom rope. So McIntyre was basically just geeked because he knew he won, and he just like too strong. So, anyways, McIntyre got up and was like super pissed. So he threw Rollins throat first into the ropes, then clears the commentary table. Rollins hits him with a pedigree, but the table doesn't break. Of course, we have the stiffest tables in WWE. Rollins gets McIntyre in the ring, hits him with a stomp. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The usual Seth Rollins shit.
Which is now it's kind of it's kind of Seth Rollins' way of ending matches. He usually does this weird spot, then he does the stomp, and then he's on his back and he's just like, I'm gonna slowly crawl on top. 1, 2, 3. And I don't know, I don't like that kind of ending. We appreciate the W's from Stats on the chat here on Twitch. Appreciate you still chilling here watching us chat about the wrestling week. Sorry, as we were saying, that those are kind of the endings with Seth Rollins. I guess it's not that bad. But they're also kind of making Drew have his character. So what I like so far from Triple H's his reign as as the head of creative is he knows how to promote his stars even when they're heels, compared to Vince now, who are always made the heels lose and the face like, oh, the strong, they're the tough ones. No, they made Drew solid the last couple weeks. They made him beat like big baby faces from Sami Zayn to Jey Uso, and now they're making this character where it's he's amazing, he's strong, he can get there to the top of the mountain, but he can't grab like the brass ring. He can't win the big one. He always fails when it matters most. And that's like his character now, which is kind of cool the way they did the story. He was like this close of beating him, but as you said, he was too strong, pulled him to the ropes.
It's like his own
He led to his
downfall
own
kind of
demise.
thing. Yeah, basically. It's
Yeah.
basically the instead of the heel, whatever, just getting out
Like being the coward.
yeah, like being a coward and getting out strengthened is basically their own like mistake that cost them, and it's just gonna make them spiral. For Drew, at least, he was kind of in between, and he's been getting more heelish as they go, and this is just gonna piss him off even more, which is gonna make him even, more of a heel, more stronger, more devious. Almost is basically building his character into a full-on heel. So I like it.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. So Derek, what did you think of day one? overall.
I even said it at the house. It was, aside from The Rock's return, the show to me was kind of, it was a good show. I wouldn't say
Overhyped.
it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. Like it was a solid. It was a good show.
Hmm.
If you had just like announced this as like a regular Monday Night Raw, I would have said this is a really good show for what they were kind of promoting it to be. Like, oh, this is like a pay per view themed show kind of thing.
Yeah.
It felt meh. It felt okay.
It was
Uh,
a good show, but as you said, it doesn't feel like a pay per view. Like the way they promoted it was like, oh, it's a pay per view, and they did have a lot of moments, and they had championship matches or whatever.
Mhm.
But I thought it would be more bigger. I don't know.
bigger, yeah. And like I don't even know. It's not even like I was expecting like bare appearances and stuff like that.
Biggie,
But like the match, well, that would be great. But
the
like
del ídolo.
the matches themselves just felt like they felt like regular Monday Night Raw
Like
matches
yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
it felt like Raw. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it felt like a
Yeah.
Raw. It just felt like a Raw. So it was a good show. But
Yeah.
and even like NXT and like New Year's Evil, like, it was a good show. It wasn't amazing, and obviously with the change that they made to the main event, that kind of made the show suffer a bit too. But
Mhm.
they did their best. So, but it was okay. So like now it's at a point now where I'm going to SmackDown expecting it to be
Meh.
okay. Like, is Roman even supposed to be on that episode? I don't think he is.
No, no. I think it's
Yeah.
next week he returns. Also,
Yeah.
whoop that trick though.
Yeah, but, what that trick? But like, like, but yeah. Anyways,
So that was.
And then
Oh.
not only that, but there was also something we missed because, of course, we're not only WWE exclusive here, as we are the WCW podcast, Wrestle Chat Wednesday podcast.
Yep.
No copyright, of course. AEW happened. It was the end of the year technically. They had their pay per view, where they ended some storylines, and to be honest, as of late, it's been pretty messy. It wasn't the best year from AEW. They finally ended some of the storylines leading to now, which again, Dynamite's happening right now, so there's some things that were going on.
Mhm.
One major thing was Christian versus Edge, kind of sloppy. They had some sick spots. Edge wins the title. Christian gets kind of like a Money in the Bank contract in a way because it was on the pre-show that Luchasaurus won, but he gave it to Christian, and Christian became the champion once again.
Mhm.
Questionable. Some people liked it, some people didn't. A lot of people didn't. I saw a lot of conflict online.
Yeah.
But coming from their major point was the main event. Samoa Joe, of course, personal friend here on EMFC,
Yeah. And
Derek's
WCW, bro, of course.
and WCW podcast, Wrestle Chat Wednesday podcast, because of course Derek has he's chat with him in real life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Of course,
But
we
we
have
saw-
our
we
we
s-
have our exclusive informant on site. All right, on site with AEW talent.
it's on a TikTok. We have our TikTok.
Yeah. Check our TikTok.
If you want to see that story, of course, it's pinned up there. When we were in Las Vegas, we got to chill with him a little bit. We got to chill. Mostly on the Derek
Joe,
side. But,
Joe,
we got to chill.
Joe. So, anyways, yeah, Joe won the title from
Yeah.
MJF with
He
the
finally
help,
beat MJF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is great for Joe. He deserves it. He's been deserved it from time. He should have had way more titles from WWE into AEW already, but that's another thing for another day. Anyways, the Devils helped him, whatever. I didn't really keep over the AEW, but they revealed the Devil, and we all knew who it was. It was
Yeah.
Adam Cole, baby.
People were, I don't know, in a way disappointed. But I'm like, what did you guys expect?
Yeah.
Like, they've been leading for this storyline, and they extended it for far too long. And part
Yeah.
of it is because Adam Cole actually broke his ankle, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You
it's
can't do much
just-
about it. Like it's
you can't do much about it. People
Like,
expected a swerve. No pun intended. But
there wasn't really much they could do. Like, it was pretty evident that the plan was probably for the Devil to be revealed sooner, and then Adam Cole to probably be MJF for the title at World's End.
Yeah.
But since he's injured, they had to do something to bring finality with the storyline because they don't even know if MJF's coming back. So,
yeah,
honestly, like, because the other options that they had, like, people were saying, like, oh, CM Punk re-signed with the company. It's like, okay, yeah.
Whoa, chill.
Because you want him there, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And then some people were saying that was gonna be Kyle O'Reilly, and then that's when they first came out. Like, the way that they've built this up, like the Devil has to be someone like big, because like if it's not, like it's just gonna go, it's just gonna go straight to the toilet kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? And so I think Adam Cole was a good choice, but
It's the right
um,
choice.
yeah, like it was a choice that made sense. It brought finality to the story, but like also in a very rushed way. And I know it's not the way that they wanted to do it. And it
Mhm.
sucks because it's injuries kind of caused what could have been with the storyline to what it was. But yeah, now you just sort of have to work from there, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else happened in that pay-per-view? I'm trying to think.
I don't watch it.
Not really, not really much. Those were like the major points to it. That
Oh,
led to
Keith
today's
Lee. Keith
Dynamite.
Lee got injured again.
Yes, yeah, Keith
Unfortunately.
Lee is injured, so Goldust had to take his spot.
Yeah, I can swerve with my drive, and I swerve with my thighs.
Which again, they'll never finish that storyline apparently because their former tag team, they started scrapping each other,
I
and
didn't even realize they restarted that storyline. Like they just kind of like just wasn't a thing for the
yeah,
longest time. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, they're fighting again. Like, oh okay, cool.
Again, AEW just finds stuff, and they're like, go, 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 just go with it. Anyways, so yeah, we'll pick up back on AEW when they pick up their storylines. All right, so. Again, we don't talk about that too much. We did prior, but this, we love WWE here. We love Triple H. And speaking about Triple H and WWE and loving it, he has a special announcement tomorrow, Thursday night, on some sort of show that I have no idea what it's called, but we're gonna be there, right?
which is more of a Tony Khan. It's kind of like his kind of thing,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, I have a huge announcement," and it became like a pun because he's doing it every week. And like, okay, it's like it's not a special announcement if you're just doing it every week,
Mm-hmm.
It's usually something like someone's back or he's announced the signing or something.
Oh,
like
there's
that,
a
right?
match on All In 2 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it could be huge because a couple potential rumors happen. I don't know if you want to take it with a grain of salt or if you want it in the sheets or
So-
This
whatever.
is the heaviest grain of salt ever. I think people need to relax.
Nah.
I think people need to relax with the rumors, but people are speculating that because one, there was a rumor that just had popped up randomly over the weekend that Naomi was expected to come back to WWE.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. But because she had just had an interview a couple weeks ago talking about why she left and how she was happy leaving. So again, very interesting. But we know what it is. But based off of that, like a day or two later, a rumor started popping up that like, oh, this special's on a Thursday, TNA's on a Thursday, Naomi's coming back to WWE, she's from TNA. TNA pay-per-views are now called premium live events, just like WWE. Holy shit! Did these guys just buy them out?
Yeah,
Relax,
yeah.
relax. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I need you to relax. I feel like something that big would be confirmed
On
long
a special
before
event, almost
it's-
like a live event on a Thursday, randomly.
there. People would know if the WWE bought them. Like, there's absolutely no way that that's what the announcement is. But
It's
people
Endeavor,
think-
bro. You never know. Endeavor has big pockets. They roll deep.
They roll deep. Just to update everyone, Mercedes Moné has not shown up at Dynamite. Just to let you know, because I forgot that was the thing.
That's the other rumor that was happening. So apparently she's in heavy talks to return with WWE. Randomly they're like, oh no, they're not in talks anymore. They ended it or whatever. But I'm like, they just said that last month about CM Punk.
Yeah.
They also
trust me.
they also just said that about who else returned? Cody Rhodes. When they made the jump as well. So I'm like, okay, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice.
Fuck them.
So I we can't put the blame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me 3 times.
Basically.
F the peace signs.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Mercedes Moné, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the announcement is Mercedes Moné tomorrow. We don't know, or Sasha Banks. I don't know what she's gonna be called when she comes back.
That was the other
she's
thing.
gonna
People were like,
regularly-
"Oh, Mercedes Moné may be done, but not Sasha Banks. Their talks are still going." And I'm like, I guess if you want to be technical,
You want to be
yes, I mean,
technical, yeah. If you want to be political about it, so exciting times from WWE. We have that, and then of course Friday is December to New Year's Revolution.
Remember in January. I love it.
Featuring AJ Styles versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton for who's gonna face Juan Hakaluki. Yeah, so that should be good, and it's from Canada, of course, so that's also great. Yeah. Do you have anything for your salt today, Derek? Do you have any salty rumors that you want to talk about?
Not really, honestly.
Lovely
Not
gentlemen.
that we've already talked about like
Yeah.
what I think about The Rock and him kind of going, and yeah, that's all. That's all I really got. That's it. We're starting the year off light, you know.
Sorry, I just got exclusive news here. Um, according to PW Insider, there's absolutely nothing to a TNA working agreement. Pretty sure Derek just said that, but we just have to confirm it. You know what I'm saying?
We only run by EMFC rumors around here, not any other resources, of course. We know Samoa Joe. I don't know. That's all I gotta say. They don't. I don't know.
The only other thing I see here for the sheets, I mean, we're just gonna keep it light this week. You know what I'm saying? Is Adam Copeland is considering a 2-year window before retirement, even though he just retired like a month
last week,
like at WWE, like against Sheamus in Toronto. Yeah. Other than that, should we get into some fun segments? We're gonna start to see, again, if you haven't watched the WCWp, stands for podcast, not trademarked, not copyright, podcast prior. We usually play games after we talk about the news. Again, it's been kind of light because it's the new year. We've only had one show. So this week, we're going to start it off by doing a little bit of fantasy booking, all right? We've all written down notes other than Eric because apparently he knows everything off the top. So we'll let him go first because I don't want to hear this. We're just basically going from now till WrestleMania. Who's going to win the championships? I only did the men's championship. I don't know if Derek went in like that, but maybe
I did.
Okay, so I only have a specific one. I don't know what Eric has done. Jesus Christ, bro. I can't do
I've
it.
written my notes.
Eric has brought his Rey Mysterio mask down from the back. If you guys are listening to the podcast, but yeah, we're gonna get our predictions in. Not predictions, sorry. I keep saying predictions. We're so used to predictions. We're gonna get our booking in. All right, we're gonna become general managers. Eric, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan, as you guys can see. Love the guy. F Dom, in all honesty. I don't know if you guys seen, but his girlfriend slash fiance, actually it's fiance, posted a video of them being together since 2013. So if you guys don't like kayfabe being ruined, Rhea Ripley is not with him. So there you go. This is because Dom cheats on his wife. Well, Rey Mysterio could never. Anyways, as you were saying, we're gonna do our predictions of who's gonna end up being champion going into WrestleMania season. Yeah.
Not predictions. It's like booking. You have to book up to WrestleMania. Well, I guess you can do it shorter if you want.
So it's both, I guess, in a way, what I would want and what I believe is gonna happen. What I would want is Rey Mysterio champion, of course, but we can't all have that.
Bro, he's dead right now. Continue. What
I would want, in all honesty, is also a little bit what I believe is going to happen. I believe that Seth and Roman are both going to keep the world titles until WrestleMania. I feel like that's how they've been booked. That's how Triple H's booking has been, in all honesty. He likes long title reigns. Before, it was more of like hot potato, the titles pass back and forth, besides Roman Reigns. But now, even with Gunther holding the Intercontinental title, that's being held for a long time as well. So I believe both Roman and Seth are going to hold the titles to WrestleMania. What I would want would be Seth versus CM Punk, which most likely would happen with CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes having one of those Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker 2, the match that happened at WrestleMania 26, where he tried to win the Royal Rumble to fight Undertaker for the world title. Didn't happen. Shawn Michaels cost The Undertaker the world title in Elimination Chamber, which made them fight for the retirement match at WrestleMania 26. Something similar to that with Cody Rhodes now trying to fight Roman Reigns for the world title. I think that's going to happen in WrestleMania to finish the story. You said only the men's? Is that what we're doing?
You can do whatever.
Go...
I only did the men's. I wrote it out beforehand. So if you have any other prediction, sorry, I keep saying predictions, bro. If you have any other booking, you do that now.
And then when it comes to the Intercontinental title, I believe Gunther's still going to have the title. I think they're going to still promote him as this huge, giant figure. What I would want is Big E to return. I highly doubt it, though. I honestly feel like his career might be over. So I believe it's going to be Brock Lesnar. I'm going to put it out there. I feel like Brock Lesnar is going to return to the Royal Rumble. Gunther's going to do his huge thing. One of the others is going to be eliminated. You know how they love those little storylines in WWE.
Love those stories, bro.
When someone gets eliminated in the Royal Rumble,
course,
they're like, I have to fight you at WrestleMania now all of a sudden. As you ruin my plans. And that'd be huge. You know, big sweaty men slapping meat, as Big E would say. Brock Lesnar versus Gunther would be a huge attraction. It would put Gunther to the moon and put him further into the world title talk after he drops the Intercontinental title. He may pull off a Samoa Joe, where he's like, I've made this title so prestigious, but I think my time is done with this. I'm dropping the title, and now I'm going to fight for the world title. To not make him lose, but to promote him as a world champion. You know what I mean? I think that'd be huge. Leading to the UK pay-per-view, of course, later. Tag titles, honestly, that could be up in the air. I don't know, in all honesty. Tag titles has been more randomized. I would love Imperium to have the tag titles, but again, the whole concussion situation that happened on Raw with Vinci, so who knows where that's going to lead. I know the Hardy Boys, wink wink, I know they want to dip AEW.
Oh my God,
they're very upset with their booking. It's potential. They did it once at WrestleMania. They could do it again.
Bro, Jeff can't even walk straight anymore, bro. Just let, not Jeff, Matt. Just let them retire already, please, bro. Please.
And I guess that's my booking until WrestleMania for the guys. I guess I'll lead you guys into your suggestions or what you guys believe the booking's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Derek, do you want to do one now and then more later, or you just want me to go?
It's up to you. I have my stuff here if you want me to go. So
I think Derek's going to have the best one, so I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Welcome to my story of both men's belts, all right? So, we go straight to the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's happening. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, Rock is in the Royal Rumble. In there. He gets eliminated by the Bloodline, including Braun Breaker. And what's that? Is that girl his daughter in NXT?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, she's a part of that too. Anyways, Braun Breaker comes down to the ring with Paul Heyman. Just to note that. Judgment Day target Cody and get him eliminated from the Royal Rumble. CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. We already knew that was happening. So anyways, later in the night, Judgment Day have a tag team match. And hold on one second. I need to check something. I'm so sorry, stream. Hold on.
He's checking his sources, ladies and gentlemen. He's checking
I'm checking my sources. All right. So, there's a tag team belt title match, whatever. The undisputed tag team belts are on the line. Judgment Day lose the tag team belts to, I don't care who it is, Creed Brothers, I don't give a fuck. Whoever it is, they lost it to somebody because Priest gets distracted by JD and Dom and R-Truth because they're doing some bullshit on the outside of the ring. And he didn't notice that Finn was down and he was reaching for a tag. And basically he got rolled up by whoever is on the other side and cost him the belts. Weeks up to Elimination Chamber, Finn starts to question Priest's leadership and seriousness about winning as he hasn't won anything with his briefcase. And he lost him the titles. Also, while this is happening, people on the roster are wondering how Priest hasn't cashed in yet as he's failed 3 or 4 times already just to get the fucking briefcase in the ref's hand. And they're saying that if they had the briefcase, they would have won it already or won a belt already. Priest is enraged by this, as he is. He gets his short temper, of course, and puts his Money in the Bank briefcase on the line in the Elimination Chamber for the first time ever. So, Priest, Finn, Drew, Cody, Shin, and The Miz. I don't really care who's in it as long as Cody and Priest and Finn are in there. They all fight in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Again, I'm skipping over a bunch of stuff, but you can fill in the blanks, all right? This is how it's going. So they all fight in the Elimination Chamber. Cody wins, giving him the briefcase after a slip-up from the Judgment Day members. Again, more of them not working together. Finn is not vibing with Priest anymore after they lost the tag team belts. On Elimination Chamber, Rock has a tag team match against with CM Punk, against Solo and Jimmy. You know, you just gotta get that pop in. Rock is working his ass off, just to let you guys know. He's just working his ass off. Cody on the Raw before Mania states that he'll be entering the match between The Rock and Roman at Mania because that got set up. Don't worry about that, you know what I'm saying. But he does that loyal shit with the briefcase where he's like, here, I'm cashing in prior. I'm letting you know it's a 3-way match at WrestleMania. Rock, Roman, Cody.
Pretty solid, won't lie.
So CM Punk versus Seth happens night 1 of WrestleMania. CM Punk wins, of course, because he does that. But
it's in his contract, of course.
Of course,
that's how you came back.
So so he wins. Everyone's partying, and then Priest's music hits. He runs down to the ring with the old briefcase. Oh my God, it's Derek. He looks so excited. Anyway, so Priest is running down with the briefcase before he had the senior Money in the Bank briefcase. If you guys remember, the real Money in the Bank briefcase. He cashes in, beats CM Punk 1, 2, 3. Your new champion, Damian Priest. Basically, there's a promo somewhere in there where Finn was like, "Oh, this was the plan all along. We were just playing you guys. We actually were mad at each other." Anyway, so this continues on into night 2. Now that the controversy is hit into night 2, Cody Rhodes. It gets better. Cody Rhodes never had a contract in his briefcase this whole time. So the GM and everyone are trying to figure out what the hell is going on because this has never happened before. This is unprecedented. So in a newly added Andre the Giant Battle Royal on night 2's pre-show, Cody Rhodes beats all of the people. You know who's in the match. You know, R-Truth, Osmos, all the mans, bro, all the bums. So win the Andre Giant Battle Royal, and whoever won that got basically after he won that, Cody Rhodes was just like going up to Adam Pearce or whoever it is, and he was just like, "Yo, you need to add me to the match." He's like, "All right, fine, you proved yourself." So he gets added to the Rock versus Roman match at the end, officially this time. He wins, of course. He finishes the story, shuts the book, lovely jubbly. And during this match, a full breakdown of the Bloodline happens thanks to The Rock turning his daughter against the Bloodline, who joined it after the Royal Rumble, and also, sorry, I'm just getting so excited. Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman basically turned on Roman, so Paul Heyman is now representing Braun Breaker. And The Rock's daughter, obviously they talked to Solo and he's like, I'm in there. And Jimmy's like, I'm just going to run because I'm not going to be here. Cody wins. Damian wins. Everyone's happy. That's my story.
It's pretty solid. I won't lie. That was there's a couple swerves in there. No pun intended again. But there's a lot of swerves in there. The whole the whole storyline you stated, I guess most likely was going to happen. I guess we all have similar point of views where CM Punk is going to go to WrestleMania because they won the Rumble. Yeah. The same thing with, Cody and The Rock and all that stuff being involved, right? That was pretty cool. I never really thought about it the way putting your Money in the Bank briefcase on the line, Elimination Chamber is very genius, in all honesty. It's something that's never been done before. It's very unique, and I actually hope that they're listening because they're always listening. WWE's always listening, of course. Because that's a storyline that would be sick. It would be unique, be brand new, and it would put asses to seats, not seats to asses. Usually it's boots to asses.
I mean, either way, they're gonna be in each.
It is yeah, it's a solid choice. I don't know about the whole thing with the whole Damian Priest at the end. That'd be pretty sick swerve, but I don't think they would do all that because
Yeah. Again, if you guys this is the first time listening, Judgment Day is always on the top for me. So I had to incorporate the Judgment Day in my plans to WrestleMania, and I knew you guys were gonna die of laughter when I put it through. I thought it was pretty good. I thought of this in like 15, 20 minutes. So I appreciate that, Eric. And Derek, I don't know if you're flabbergasted or.
Well, it was just like the swerve started coming, and it was just.
And they just
what
kept
is
coming.
going
They
on
kept coming and kept coming. We're like, okay, you got us in the beginning, but that just kept coming and going. And anyways, it's Derek's turn. I'm gonna go get a snack. Can't wait to hear this, dude. See what this guy says. If it's not Rey Mysterio's champion, I don't want to hear it.
Jesus.
I don't even have a Mysterio on my sheet, bro.
Nobody does because he has a broken leg, bro. He had like triple knee surgery. Anyways,
So
Derek, go on.
I guess I'll start off with what I think is going to happen. So we go into Royal Rumble, and I don't think it really matters who wins it either, but it'll either be CM Punk, it'll more likely be CM Punk,
I think so.
or it'll be The Rock.
Ooh, I like that. Interesting.
If there's any truth that The Rock is free from now until thing, I don't know what his schedule's saying, then they could actually do a proper storyline with him getting a match by earning it by being in the Royal Rumble. I think that'd be something that a lot of people would super enjoy. Plus, they're in Florida, which is The Rock's original home state.
Of course.
So huge pop there. But either way, regardless, you're probably like what I have as what is more likely going to be the thing is Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, Punk versus Rollins at WrestleMania. Roman goes over, and honestly, with Punk and Rollins, like it could go either which way. I don't really care how that goes. I say that, considering that Cody Rhodes is like the biggest person not being booked at a main event, he's gonna have the next best match. So he's probably going to face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Since like Gunther needs like a really really good like opponent for WrestleMania with everyone that he's beaten. Like Cody's probably the biggest star that they have there. And then for the women's world championship, I originally had Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. I was gonna say that we're gonna do some sort of program or storyline where Bianca makes her way back to Raw, challenges Rhea Ripley. They finally do that, but then you mentioned Becky Lynch, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they are teasing that, and they haven't executed yet. So I think they might leave it for Mania, which I'm not really sure if I'm. But like Becky just lost. I don't even know that's the. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I can see that being a thing. But I'm hoping that it's Bianca. I think Bianca is kind of. There's how much that she could do on SmackDown right now with what they're doing with Io Sky, and I think it'd be the perfect time for them to capitalize on that rivalry. Women's Championship, I think Bayley's going to win the Royal Rumble. I think Bayley is going to kind of have a similar program as Evolution with Batista when he had the option to choose Raw or SmackDown, and the faction wanted him to go to Raw so that they could like run everything, and then she finds out that they actually don't give a shit about what she wants, so that she decides, you know what, like I'm going to take charge and I'm going to challenge Io and take the title back because I started this group in the first place, whatever.
Dope.
U.S. Championship match. I got LA Knight versus Logan Paul because, yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended there. The tag team match, I just put meh because honestly I don't care what to do with the tag team belts. So that's essentially kind of like what I have leading into WrestleMania, what I think is going to happen. If I have my way, how I feel like they could change it. What I mentioned before, Roman loses the championship at Royal Rumble against Randy Orton.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. Cody faces Randy, faces his mentor at WrestleMania to finish his story, and for the WWE Championship. Rock is now Roman's now freed up to face Rock. Maybe Rock is the reason why Randy won in the first place. Who knows? And then Gunther ends up winning or potentially faces Seth Rollins as opposed to CM Punk. Because Gunther is just that guy. CM Punk didn't win the Royal Rumble either, so that kind of frees him up. And then CM Punk is left to do another dream match and potentially get Steve Austin out of retirement, and they have their one-on-one dream match of CM Punk versus Steve Austin. Because apparently, never say never. As the right price comes calling, you can potentially make some magic. So that's what I would
That's
change.
true, bro. That's true.
I like that.
But yeah, I feel like there's stuff that you could do Rumble wise, especially like with The Rock there. Punk is there. They have history at the Rumble already. And I like they're like the plan for WrestleMania is so hard to predict because there are so many like small agendas that we don't know what WWE is heading for. Like,
Mhm.
do we want to go for a great story that puts other people in positions to do really, really cool things? Do we want to go for legendary records or break that? Because if you do that, then we have to book it a certain way, and that becomes a little bit more predictable from a booking standpoint. There's so many different directions this could go to. Do we want to adhere to what Cody Rhodes wants? Do we want to adhere to what CM Punk wants? Do we want to adhere to what The Rock wants? Right? Like all of those things have an impact as to how the show goes. And honest to God, I don't think WWE knows which way they're going yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that they know for sure is that Punk and Rollins are going to main event night one, because that moment, that stare down, like you saw how many different camera angles they had. That was like, this is money,
Yeah.
and they knew that. They knew that. So like you could tell this is what it was. Roman's plans have not been really solidified. They've done a lot of teases. Like we kind of thought we were definitely getting Cody versus Roman when they did the stare down on that SmackDown, like how many weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. But then since then, CM Punk comes back, and CM Punk is now garnering all this attention. And then The Rock comes back and basically says, "Hey, I want to fight Roman instead," kind of thing, right?
And Randy.
It's changing, and then Randy being able to come back too. It's now changing, like, and again, it's not like it was 10 years ago when WrestleMania was a thing, and people lobbied for Daniel Bryan to be in the main event because he was the only person that made sense. All these guys make sense. Like everyone's gonna be good with either one of these. And I think
Yeah.
that's what makes this a little bit harder, because if we knew there was going to be a lot of negative backlash if they went one route, then they probably would have been like, okay, we can't risk this. We're just going to go this route. Everyone's cool if it's The Rock and Roman. Everyone's cool if it's CM Punk and Roman. Everyone's cool if it's Cody. So I think now that that's become a thing, it's like, what do we want to do here, and who are we going to piss off in the process, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I really like.
It's solid.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like your the way that you spun it, because if you have Roman lose the belt early, that leaves The Rock to basically take what actually is important to Roman, which is the head of the table, which is
The head of the table,
you could
right? It's
you
not-
could say is the necklace. That's how I envision it. He's gonna
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
red necklace from him, which is more important than any of these championships. Roman just flails the championships around. He doesn't care about that, but the necklace is sacred. He always gives it to Paulie or whatever. He's not like spinning around his fingers. So like if he loses the belt, that could be the first crack, and then it just starts crumbling until Rock
Can't wait for the promo.
finishes him at WrestleMania and just blows the bloodline up for good.
Mhm.
Shine it up real nice, stick it straight up. Oh, it's gonna be great, bro. He's like, no, not the Waka Haka Leakies. And he's like, shine them up real nice, stick it straight up here. It's gonna be great, dude. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I really
I'm
like it.
curious, and I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, I'm
Rock buries him.
hoping. Well, yeah, yes, but I'm hoping that the way that if they do go through with The Rock versus Roman, I don't think we're going to get the regular Rock. I think we're going to get something that's a little bit more personal. Like, it's not about like being like, oh,
Dwayne
like
Johnson.
yeah, like I feel like you're gonna get more of like the real Johnson, where they're talking more about family and like why he wants to be like on top and what being the head of the table actually means and all that stuff,
Mhm.
as opposed to it being just like, oh yeah, you're my cousin, I'm gonna smack your ass.
I'm gonna whip your candy. I mean, sorry.
The crowd's gonna call you a popcorn fart. Like,
SmackDown
all right, cool.
Hotel. Head of the table. I'm gonna eat you up, big dog
yeah,
style.
like I really feel like with this stuff, it's going to be a little bit more personal, kind of like what they did with like Jay and Jay and Roman. It was like,
With
yeah,
the
like
tribal
I need to
combat and
beat
all
you
that.
because yeah, like he's like you're out of control. Like I need to beat you to restore like the family name and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
I think there's a lot that they can do being like they're a part of like legitimate same bloodline. Like they're both Anawai, so like they could draw on a lot of really cool stuff that they might want to incorporate differently this time around. So I'm hoping that's the case. I don't want to have like a typical like finally The Rock said this. Roman Reigns was a candy ass. Like da 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 da.
Yeah, that stuff. I agree. That would be amazing, especially if they
Yeah,
brought a lot of the family with them to that match.
exactly.
Have them sit
Exactly.
at a fucking table ringside, whatever, or at the top of the ramp. It's WrestleMania. Do it big, make it look
Yeah.
fucking epic. Because then that way you solidify that match as being one of those, you know. Trying to think, what did we have? You know, Brock Omos, of course, at last WrestleMania. What, like the Edge Finn match in the cage, you know, something like that, where it's like it's gonna be a lit match, but doesn't need the title at all, and
Yes,
you're still gonna love it.
Yeah, and I think again, this is one of those situations where this is a match that I want to see, regardless of if it's for a championship or not. Because
100%.
again, you make it for the title, and you already know how that match is gonna go.
And it becomes more confusing too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course you're gonna assume Roman wins, but say you wanted Rock to go over, now he's holding the belt for no reason. He's gonna
Exactly,
leave. You know what I
right?
mean? So
Yeah,
Whereas,
yeah,
like,
it makes more sense. Yeah.
Exactly. So if it's not for the title, it's like The Rock could very well win, and that could lead Roman's career in a whole different direction.
That'd be
And The Rock
sick.
could pull
Yeah.
it off. And that's why I hate when they do these whole things, because that was my same issue with Rock versus Cena too. Everybody knew The Rock was going to leave, and he was going to lose. So it was like, what was the point?
Mhm.
Whereas Rock versus Cena won, like
Great-
it wasn't
great
for
event.
anything.
Great
right?
event.
And
Rock,
we
straight
honestly
rock bottom
didn't
of Miami.
know.
Loved it. I still haven't watched Rock versus Cena too because I knew what was gonna happen. I was like, I can't see it.
And here,
I
you know
cannot
what the
see it.
thing is about that match? It's actually, if you watch that match from bell to bell, like, don't worry about the storyline. Just watch it as a match. I honestly think it's better than the first one.
I
Like-
think I've seen. I don't know if I watched both. I know I watched one of them because I've never watched them, of course. Because
One of them he has a hair, the other one he doesn't.
Fuck, I don't even remember. I think I
One
watched.
in
I
Miami,
watched the
ay,
first
ay.
one because Cena lost and I was mad. But yeah,
I love the first one because he lost and I was happy.
Exactly.
like,
I was
haters,
also happy.
haters.
My dad was very sad.
But yeah, like I just from bell to bell, like I've rewatched both matches. I love both matches. But number two, like the second match, you're able to draw on a lot of stuff from the first match, and it felt like it was the best showing The Rock had, where they both had like an equal amount of offense, and like Rock actually looked like he belonged there, and not just like, oh, we're used to do this like 10 years ago. It was like he actually looked like he was like great shape, and like yeah.
Because
So
he is,
I
of course.
feel, of course.
no, but
No,
it's different. You know, he's in great shape, but is he in great wrestling shape? You know, there's different.
Yeah, ring shape. You know, and that's the thing, right? Like, you know, his earlier matches he first came back, like you could tell that they were protecting him,
Mhm.
and I honestly felt like, you know, like, did he remember like how things certainly felt like doing certain stuff? But then, yeah, that match, like him and Cena, like I think that match was like almost 30 minutes long, and they just, it was a good match to be honest. Completely overshadowed by Taker and Punk, but it was still a good wrestling match.
But yeah,
Taker and Punk, by the way.
it was. I don't know. I know I've never watched that match, so I don't know. I was waiting for
Yeah,
somebody else
great
to say
match.
something. You know what I'm saying?
Great match, great storyline. That was when Paul Bearer passed away, and Punk used that
Earn.
for the rivalry.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good stuff.
Sounds
Um,
like something that Dick CM Punk would do. You know what I'm saying? But
So here's the thing: Punk didn't actually want to do it.
oh, okay, never mind. He's
Yeah,
great.
he didn't
He's a
wanna
great
do
human.
it.
Never mind. I take it
He,
back.
it was Vince's idea,
Of course.
and Taker was cool with it because they all agreed that like Bearer would have loved seeing it.
Hmm.
So he was like, all right, cool. If that's what you guys want me to do, then I'll do it, kind of thing. But he didn't really want to, much like most people, like, if you bring on like real life stuff that might hit a little bit too close to home, like you probably don't feel the best making it to a storyline. But they have like sick fuck for Prince or Vince be like, oh yeah, Roman has cancer, so you're gonna go on TV and say that he deserves to die.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Which he actually did.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh my god.
Let's not forget. That's why Dean Ambrose. That's why John Moxley left. That was like one of the main reasons.
Yeah, Vince is.
He's gone now. He's
yeah.
gone now. It doesn't matter.
He's
Triple H is
he's
cleaning
one of
that
a
up,
kind.
bro. He's cleaning it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
So-
our fantasy booking till WrestleMania. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment. I thought it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I think Derek had the best.
Yeah.
Closely followed by me. It's like
I don't know.
one
I
and
think,
one
I think
A.
yours is pretty solid.
I
I basically picking off of like reality and what makes sense in my head. Yours is just fun. Like
I just like
why can't you
I
do
just
that?
like being
I want
creative.
honestly. We talked about this before, but like the idea of like the briefcase like actually like being like an actual contract and them opening the briefcase and there nothing being like that whole
Inside,
loophole.
yeah.
I think it'd actually be so brilliant, and I think they should do it at some point.
They have to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just I don't know. Especially if they're doing this thing where they're giving custom. Like it's easy to make it. It's easy to slip it in, but you don't remember. You know what I mean? Obviously, I do because Judgment Day's on top. But like other people that are watching wrestling right now probably don't even remember that Damien had a different briefcase when he first started his reign. So I don't know. It'd be cool. Even the Elimination Chamber thing, I think is cool, but I don't think they would like do the cross promotion type thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would cross over two things like that,
Yeah.
but the concept is dope. The concept is dope.
Yeah, I want
especially it being like
no,
an elimination match.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I think it'd be a cool idea.
like I wanted to do it where it was like, oh, the winner of this match, like goes on to WrestleMania. But I was like, well, you just had the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, this is a way to get the briefcase in there since Damien hasn't cashed in. And I was like, let me twist it because I think Damien's gonna cash in on CM Punk anyways. But I was like, I gotta get Cody somehow in the main event. So I was like, let me figure this out. Obviously, the Giant Battle Royal is the way to go.
It's
but
very important.
very important to WrestleMania. So this is the only way to do it, possibly. But I don't know. I first came up with the idea because I heard this morning people were like, "Oh, Cody Rhodes should face Damien for the case at one of these pay-per-views," because like Damien's not doing anything with it. So I was like, "Oh, let me put my twist on it and see how it goes." So
I mean, honestly, I would agree. I have a hot take though. I forgot to mention this before,
I
but my
love
hot take, and I think I put this in a group chat too. But there is a part of me, not as strong as it was before, because I'm looking at like the ability of Pop depending on what match he's booked in. But I feel like Roman's match is going to be a fatal 4-way match.
Ooh. Wait, at Mania?
No, at Royal Rumble.
I don't remember you mentioned this, but
Mhm.
that would make sense because right now all three of them are fighting for the #1 contendership. Yeah, I guess they can add all three to the fatal 4-way.
Like I feel like they'll just do like something where like maybe Solo interferes in the match and like gets them all disqualified at the same time, and Nick Aldis says, "Look, well now you gotta face all four of them." And I just feel like because they're emphasizing so much about all three of these guys wanting a shot at Roman, I feel like if LA Knight doesn't win this match and he's been going this entire time like, oh, I have business with the bloodline, like we already know he's not going to go anywhere near Roman post Rumble because he's going to be stuck with other stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like he needs to have like one definitive match left where he has a chance that Roman wins, and then he can kind of move on to the next part. And kind of same thing with AJ and same thing with Randy. So I feel like this might be one of those situations where it makes sense. You just bang all three at once, do one match. AJ Styles takes the pinfall because like,
how dare you? He just came back, bro. Have some fucking respect, all right?
He's yoked now, but he's old, so he's done.
Oh man, that sounds interesting.
But like the reason why I'm like, oh, but like we could have that, or you just have LA Knight in the Royal Rumble, hear his music come on for the first time, and everyone's just like fucking geeked, like yeah, and whatever kind of thing, because that's what they do. But yeah, I don't know.
There's like Derek said, there's so many avenues and doors that you can go through, basically all the way up to WrestleMania. That's why we did this little segment this week, because there's just a lot of things going on right now that haven't been. It's not as predetermined as usually you would figure it is. Like Derek said, people came back. Basically, Cody Rhodes is mad behind his computer screen. He might get a chance at Roman. He might get a chance at Randy. Who knows? Who knows who's gonna have the belt? Especially if they do what Derek just explained as a fatal 4-way at the Rumble might cause a little bit of controversy. I don't know. Anyways,
We'll see.
yeah. You guys want to end it there, or what are you saying?
We still have to do who we think was gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, we can do that
So-
now. Say no more, bro.
That's
Let's
quick.
do that now, and then we'll call it a.
Then we can call that one, I guess. Yeah.
Who's gonna win the Royal Rumble match, or the whole card?
Yeah. No, yeah, I was gonna win. So both. So here we're gonna do a prediction for who's gonna win both the men and women's Royal Rumble. And that's an intro right there, actually. And then
Okay.
and then you go and say quickly who you think is gonna win. That's it. And then afterwards, when we do like these little clips, like we clip all
We'll
this,
cut 'em- we'll cut them up.
then we can kind of explain it
Mm-hmm.
why.
All right. And then we should do special entrance like in a separate video. Like who do you think's gonna return at the Rumble?
Ooh, I like that.
And then
That's
we
actually
can just do another one.
solid. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do that this time, or do you want to do the next episode?
No, we can do them now because then we can clip them
Okay.
out and stuff. To all the
Okay,
listeners, I'm just gonna stop the recording. We'll do an outro on the side or whatever. I don't know.
On what? On TikTok or on Twitch? You can keep it.
Yeah,
going.
I was gonna say I'm probably just gonna end the Twitch. I had it recording for the audio portion, but I don't know how we're gonna do that yet. So we're just gonna figure that out later.
Oh,
You
I
know
see
what I
what you mean. Okay.
Anyways, TikTok,
Alright.
it's been fun. Hope to see you guys next week, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern.
Appreciate you guys who stopped by.
Of course, if you're in the Twitch or on YouTube, check us out on TikTok, EMFC Gaming, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
All right, Twitch. Welcome to After Hours.
After
This is your boy
Hours on
Eric
WC.
UMC.
After dark.
Jeez.
Is that the dark?
We
No?
just ended our little TikTok stream, which sometimes, of course, is a little bit restrictive of the rules. But here on Twitch, I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want, whenever
Be
I want.
multi. We could say multi things.
Actually, no, because if you guys are still listening to this podcast on YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify, well,
No, I already paused it. Don't worry. It's
you
just
guys
YouTube.
also have restrictions. Oh, it's just YouTube. Okay. Well, if you guys are still listening on YouTube, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys watching the replay. This is our first episode that we're actually recording for YouTube, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it's just our little chat of what we do, what we think, our opinions on wrestling, both the WWE, AEW, just wrestling in general, and especially at this important time, the road to WrestleMania. You know, a lot of things are going on. So, leading to that point, Derek, what do you want to talk about?
Well, it's
Did you guys know Chris Benoit has a son?
oh my god.
I don't know if we're allowed to put that one on those other on the other platforms.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Jesus.
But
Your channel.
anyways,
We were going to discuss what our predictions for the Royal Rumble. Yes.
Yeah. So these are
Royal
gonna be our
Rumble.
predictions. These are gonna be our predictions to the 2024 Royal Rumble winners. So it's gonna be both men and women who we expect. I guess I could go first quickly.
Yep.
I believe that CM Punk is gonna win the men's, and for the women's, I believe it's going to be. I'm gonna have to edit it because I forgot her name already. Damn.
Jade Cargill.
It's gonna be Jaden Cargill.
Jaden,
Cargill?
bro.
Jaden? Oh my god.
Jade.
Thank God we edited this stuff. Jade Cargill. I think it's gonna be Jade Cargill.
Crazy.
Okay.
You stole my answers, but you know what? I'll do mine. So for the men's Royal Rumble, it's going to be CM Punk. No one else is going to be able to win. And for the women's Royal Rumble, Bailey is going to be your winner.
Ooh, that's a solid
Alright.
choice. I won't lie, guys. That's pretty
And
solid.
for my choices, it's the exact same choice as Compare, even though I did say it first on the podcast. You can watch the replay for that. But I believe that CM Punk is going to win the men's Royal Rumble because it just makes sense. It just makes the most sense. And then women's Royal Rumble, I'm thinking in regards to like how the women have been booked over the last little bit. The most consistent women's performers that I have seen have been Damage Control. So I think that this WrestleMania is going to be centered around them. So, with that being said, I do believe that Bailey will win the Royal Rumble. She will have the option of potentially jumping over to Raw to challenge Rhea Ripley and potentially making Damage Control hold all the gold. Or she sees that she's being used by Damage Control, she turns on them, and she challenges Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania instead. Um, and that'll kind of like lead her into her babyface role, which I don't know what that's going to look
Oh
like
my
yet.
god, bring the inflatable men back, bro. The tubes.
If she brings back the inflatable tube man, I will probably shed a tear. I freaking love that. Yeah,
That gimmick.
I loved it.
So did the guy sitting beside you at SummerSlam 20. Sorry,
We don't talk about that guy.
2017? 2018? No, 18.
Also, did we clip that? I don't think we clipped that, did we? Oh, I'll go back.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you were recording all this, bro.
Oh, no. No, I was just gonna clip it on, but I could just go back and
Okay.
Yeah, those are solid choices. That makes sense. I mean, Bailey, if we're not gonna do the whole Jade Cargill, we're gonna be like, oh, she's the next big thing, you know?
Yeah.
She's they're gonna push her to the moon now because she's been gone the whole time. Which to me, it makes the most sense in all
Oh,
honesty.
don't worry. I got a match for Jay Cargill.
Oh my.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Jay Cargill. So imagine this.
I would. Oh, okay. Go on. Sorry.
This is after dark, so I'm
Of
kind of
course.
scared what he's about to say.
Jesus Christ.
Jay Cargill. She shows up at the Royal Rumble. She's like, "Yo, I'm strong," and then she beats up a few people, eliminates a few people. She goes around saying, "Yeah, I'm a bad man or a bad woman, bad girl," you know. And then the countdown goes down, and it goes to 0, and then you hear, "I'm not like most girls."
Oh god, nah.
And
He's
she
lost
comes
me.
out.
He's lost me.
Except you know her theme song is like different now. So it's like hi yeah, right. And so she comes down and they have the Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant stare down in the ring, looking at her. Oh my gosh, she's big. Surely nobody can lift her up. Nobody. And then Jay Cargill, she kind of does like a whole thing where she tries to lift her up, but she can't do it. She gets eliminated by Nia Jax, and it's just like, nah, I'm gonna be the person that can lift up that big Nia Jax, and then she ends up having her moment at WrestleMania, puts her over, straight to the moon, straight to the moon.
That's so smart, bro. Man's dead. You guys are just in the audio, bro. I think Matt just fell off his chair.
Eric is hulking up while Derek's making his.
Oh, buddy, I'm hulking up. This guy.
I can't take it, bro.
You see the vision. You see the vision, right? You see it.
Oh my god, my chest, bro.
That's solid.
You see the vision. Also,
It is a solid choice.
speaking of which, before I forget, that actually reminds me, going from like the women. Do you guys hear what happened to Raquel Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Yes,
Unfortunate.
I
Yes.
did. She's
Yeah.
unfortunately sick.
Yeah, she is sick. So she has what is it? It's basically she's
like eczema,
she's getting
no?
allergic. It's well, she was getting eczema. That's how she knew she had this.
Mm.
I forgot what it's called, but it's a mass activation syndrome, I think.
Okay.
I'm looking at cells, bro.
But basically, the mast cells are the cells of your body that react to give you allergic reactions. So when these cells are stimulated, that's what causes you to have like any level of allergic reaction, and there are different levels to it. Anaphylaxis being the worst level.
Jeez.
So what they had described with Raquel is that it was getting to a point where she was getting multiple anaphylactic reactions like over and over again. So it's why she's been taking it easy, and she hasn't been able to work out or wrestle at all. So she's kind of on the shelf for the foreseeable future until she gets that figured out. Just super shitty.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
We love Raquel Rodriguez. We love the back, of course.
The big Gonzalez. Her original name was Gonzalez. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that stinks. It might be good, get some time to rest. Wait for her tag team partner to come back as well. Maybe they'll both come back at the same
Speaking
time.
of which,
Oh, I
let's,
forgot. She got arrested.
yeah, segue. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Jimmy's been arrested numerous times and he's been killing it. But reminds me to segue over who our predictions were going to be for potential returns at the Royal Rumble.
Mm.
And since you have mentioned her, I'd like to say that I definitely think that Liv Morgan will be back for Rumble season.
Okay.
So I would put her as a return. I think that we are going to. I honestly think we might see The Rock in the Rumble. I'm gonna go on and say it. I think The Rock's gonna be in the Rumble. I don't
Damn,
know.
that's a big
It
one
would
right
make
there.
more sense for them to announce it ahead of time so people can be amped for it.
Mhm.
But I would go out on a limb and say Rock's going to be at the Rumble. I am more certain and hopeful that Big E will be back at the Rumble. I'm super hoping that he is, but we will see. And then I think that's about it. I think in that like list that was released online that I posted in the group chat, they had who they have on there. They had Carmelo Hayes potentially being in it,
Makes
which I think that
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much like a
Um,
guarantee almost. I think they're
yeah,
ready to bring him
Yeah.
up.
yeah,
I mean,
oh
Well, I'll
yeah.
lead to mine. So, okay, I guess I'll make the title first. These who we believe. Well, I'm gonna have to say that again. It's better when I'm recording. In all honesty, it looks better in the video.
it's alright. I know you're under pressure.
These who are we going to believe are going to come back in the Royal Rumble? I think. Should I go men or women's? I believe in men's that Trick Williams is going to come back. I feel like he's gotten a huge push as of late, and just one of those, not a call up, but one of those random NXT show ups, and
I
the
would.
whole crowd is going to go nuts, chanting
think-
"Whoop that Trick."
I was going to mention it. Like honestly, I could see what Trick being in it, and I could just see it being a thing where the whole crowd just go nuts and just say "Whoop that
Yeah.
Trick," and just
Yeah.
like kind of like testing the waters, like oh, like how would this actually look like?
Mhm.
So I can see that happening. I hope it does happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, but continue.
That was the men's, in all honesty. I also do believe that The Rock and Big E are high potentially. Actually, more so, I believe that Big E will probably be the one showing up more so than The Rock, from your suggestion. I believe that he's been out for a lot of time. Maybe he's not that hurt after all, and it'd be good story wise, maybe pushing something towards Gunther, in all honesty. And then from the women's side, I believe a lot of women's legends are going to come back. If they are still going to have the potential of this whole maybe a team up or purchase by TNA Impact, I'm just putting it out there. I believe that Naomi or Sasha Banks are high chances that are going to show up into the Women's Royal Rumble.
I'm gonna get mine. I just have to find her name. Hold on.
So random thing. It's super random.
Hmm.
Have you heard Naomi's theme song in TNA?
No. Is it
Yo,
not
it's
like
pretty
West
lit.
Coast?
No, it's pretty lit actually. Pretty lit. What's his name? Remember what's his name? Josiah Williams, like the little short black guy that was like doing like he did like a bunch of like wrestling like theme covers where he would just like rap over it.
Okay.
And he did that like remix of like the Undisputed theme, and like he walked out Adam Cole to the ring and like that one takeover.
Oh, of course, because we all watched NXT back in the
Yeah.
day. You know.
But yeah, either way, like he did it. He did her theme song, and like
Okay.
yeah, it sounds
It's
really
solid?
good. Yeah, like if she came back to WWE, I want her to use that theme song over what she had at WWE for sure.
Like show up the glow or whatever they were doing.
Yeah, the Feel the Global.
Buddy,
Yeah.
that theme song's hype, alright? Don't
Yeah,
hate.
I like her TNA theme song more, to be honest.
Damn, there's a lot of There's a lot of people I can pick here, alright? So anyways, for my men's pick to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, it's gotta be Braun Breaker,
Oh
of
my
course.
God.
It's time.
Oh.
It's time to bring him
Oh,
up.
yeah,
bro.
he did mention it
It's
earlier.
time to bring Braun Breaker up, right? We need a fucking force, all right? Okay, no, let me do that again, bro. Sorry, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that who I was actually gonna pick, bro? My brain just went straight there.
No, for men's, no, it's solid. That's what I thought you were gonna choose, regardless.
Yeah,
You said it earlier.
Braun's a solid pick. Braun's a very solid pick.
It's either gonna be him or Carmelo, bro. I mean, Carmelo's coming for sure. What am I saying? All right, who the hell is Oba Femi, bro?
Oba Femi, bro. Oh my goodness.
Like-
Yo, you guys need to see this guy.
Surely that's not another Nigerian coming up, bro.
Nigerian
Obatunde?
big. Bro, this guy is the Nigerian Brock Lesnar. On God, bro. Like this guy is.
He looks like it
He
from this
is
photo, bro. That I'm
massive.
seeing.
He is quick. Bro, after his match, I went online and there are bare people saying like, "Yo, this guy's gonna be WrestleMania in a couple of years. Just watch it." I was just like, "Yo, that's huge." But this guy, he won the NXT Breakout Tournament yesterday, so he's gonna get the NXT Championship match like already.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like he just got there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, like there's a lot of hype around this guy. But they are also restarting the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Tag Team Classic next week, I think. And your boy Braun Breaker is in a tag team with my dude Baron Corbin, bro. And the backstage segment was fucking priceless. And I think this tag team is gonna be so dope.
Get that garbage out of here, bro.
Get
Nah,
that
bro.
garbage out of here,
Yo,
bro.
like, bro, no, it was so
No
good.
way.
Like, Baron Corbin came in, basically begged him. He said, like, you know, like, you would actually benefit from being my partner. And he's just like, why the hell would I want to partner with you? It's just like, because you're an asshole. And he's like, oh, yeah, you got a point. He's like, yeah, and I'm an asshole too. So, like, it would only make sense that us assholes just stick together and we could actually just, like, beat everybody up. And, like, Braun was just kind of like, is that the reason, or is it just because like you're such a dickhead that no one else wants to team with you, and I was the last resort? He's like, "What's your point? Like, do you want to do this?" And he's just like, I guess, like whatever. Like it's just really funny. Like they're really funny together. So like I think this will actually be really dope.
All right, let me do this one more time.
They might win too, actually too. So
Say no more.
Baron Corbin on the up and up, but I actually think they're gonna win the whole thing.
Anyways, Matt, go into what your suggestions are gonna be.
Wait,
All right.
wait. Just well, remember I said that. Remember it is
Somebody cut his
January
mic.
3rd.
Cut his mic.
January 3rd,
Cut the mic.
2024, and I have proclaimed, take it with a grain of salt,
Oh my god.
that Baron
Oh.
Corbin, that's right, Baron Corbin is going to win the NXT Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Wasn't he supposed to win like the championship? Just wait till he gets crushed by Cody Rhodes in my Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania Night 2. All
Look
right.
what happened. Look what happened. Yeah, he didn't win the championship, but what happened? Ilya Dragunov on the shelf, bro. We don't know when he's coming back.
Facts. Now it's
All
time
right.
for Whoop That Trick.
It's a bad thing, but okay. Matt, your suggestion.
All right, for the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble, my special entrant return, whatever you want to call it, is Braun Breaker. The big lad is coming from NXT to absolutely crush people on the main roster.
Did he say this like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, chill, bro. We're
Yeah, but
recording it
he's
for
going through it.
TikTok.
He's going through. He's going through.
You gotta have that clean record, bro, so the people are like, and then they make fun of you at TikTok. I know how it goes. All right. For the Women's 2024 Royal Rumble, my special guest entrance, who I think is going to show up, I got a couple, so let's run through them real quick. We got Nikita Lyons. She's showing up. She just came back to NXT. We think,
Solid.
hopefully she comes.
Valid.
Now, the person that I think, that I think will show up, Roxanne Perez, all right? The I don't know what's her nickname?
Prodigy.
The Prodigy. Thank
Prodigy.
you. The Prodigy has to start showing how good she is on the main roster. I think she's going to get called up soon. But the person that's actually going to show up, come closer. It's Jade Cargill.
Oh yeah, right.
But I think they'll all
yeah.
show up in some sort of way. But I think Jade Cargill is going to have the biggest spot where she goes to, she just decimates everyone in the ring, goes to the final 4-ish, final 3-ish, where it's like Rhea Ripley and Bayley. And Rhea Ripley and her have a beef off, and Jay gets thrown out by Rhea Ripley, setting their match up for WrestleMania. Or whenever you want to do it, of course.
Yeah, Jade Cargill is probably the one who's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Her debut is going to be massive, in all honesty. So,
but I think if they have Nikita Lyons come in, everyone's going to pop because everyone knows Nikita Lyons.
oh, buddy, I'll be popping.
I don't know Roxanne Perez's theme music or hers, but I'm sure everyone will get geeked if they know she's coming because...
Oh,
Don't worry, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
We'll be geeking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you
Oh,
know. Roxanne Perez was in. I think she was in last year's Royal Rumble as well too. But I could definitely see her.
Oh
having another
yeah. It's been a while.
yeah.
It's been a while, stream. So sorry.
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year, bro. So a lot of stuff fall off. It's like actually crazy that Rumble's in like 3 weeks, dude. Like this is nuts.
I'm telling you.
It's almost like we're Elimination Chamber last year or something. I don't know. It's just full circle.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
I know.
It's been a year. Oh my god. We're gonna be in fucking Niagara watching the Royal Rumble, just fucking lit. I mean, in Hamilton, of course, because that's where we live. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I think that is it from all of us, in all honesty. That was a solid first episode of our podcast here on Wrestle Chat Wednesday. It is the first one of the year, our first podcast in 2024. Appreciate everyone who stopped by. Again, we'll be streaming now on more platforms. So, as always, we're still streaming here on Twitch.
Of course.
We also finish our stream here on TikTok. If you guys want to see the extended version, again, we're either live on Twitch or you can go check our replay on YouTube, where we'll be now posting our episodes as well. And we're gonna try to get into those audio ones with Apple Music and Spotify. We'll see how that
We'll
leads.
update you guys on that as it comes. But if you're listening to it now, thanks. We appreciate you guys. There's probably more podcasts there already, so go check them out.
And that's it for me. It's been your boy Eric from EMFC.
It's your boy Derek of the EMFC channel.
I'm Matt from EMFC, of course. We'll be back next week. We might be back sooner. Peace and love
Peace out.
to your mothers.
Oh, what?